The eyes of the world are currently on France, and for all the wrong reasons. Against the backdrop of major economic reforms, they're in the process of banning the burqa, corruption scandals are rocking the government, and the EU has condemned the country for demolishing Roma camps.
Madame Reding is not, for me, is nothing.
She's the EU Human Rights Commissioner.
No, she is not elected by nobody. It's illegitimate. It's nothing for me.
In May 2007, Nicolas Sarkozy was elected President of the French Republic. In his victory speech, he declared, "France has given me everything, and now it is my turn to give back to France what France has given me." He pledged to represent all of the country and to leave no one by the side of the road. 3 years on, it seems it is he who is in danger of being left by the side of the road by the French people. The French people elected Sarkozy because they saw him as a man of action, of frenetic energy. He told the French people that no longer could they afford their high-tax, low-growth lifestyle, and that he was the man to get France moving again. And the French people loved him for it. However, the financial crisis put paid to his plans, and now corruption scandal after corruption scandal are knocking at his door. Not even his celebrity wife's appearance in a Woody Allen film has been able to distract the electorate. It's not easy being Sarkozy at the moment, as all this is happening at the same time he is trying to push through some of the most unpopular economic reforms in recent history.
Bah écoutez, cette réforme des retraites, elle est nécessaire. Cette réforme des retraites, elle est nécessaire surtout pour préserver le niveau des retraites.
His government are trying to raise the retirement age from 60 to 62 years. It might not seem like much, however it's enough to inspire over 2 million people to take to the streets. C'est Johny Miller pour Le Monde Diplomatique. Merci. I went to the offices of Le Monde Diplomatique in Paris to find out what these reforms were all about.
What does it mean, reform? Reform means, in the fact, working more, being paid less. I don't think this is a correct reform. And the right-wing party, at least a part of the right-wing party, thinks that you should make this reform. It's important to change. It's important to make. I'm not convinced of it.
Is it ideologically driven?
Yes, it's clearly ideologically driven.
Why do you think the government wants to make these reforms?
Well, basically we have a government that everybody knows more than ever. They're all friends with the biggest bosses of the biggest companies in France or multinationals. And it's really a case of making the rich richer.
And it's as simple as that?
Well, no, it's not as simple as that, but yeah, it sort of ends up like that, yeah.
The reforms also carry symbolic importance. There's been a tradition in France for decades to progressively lower the amount of time spent in work. In 1983, for example, the retirement age was cut from 65 to 60. This is the first time all this is set to reverse.
Why are you here today? I'm here today because I'm as fed up as I think millions of French people today, people in France, are fed up, sick to death with this government.
And what do you think of Sarkozy? Is he good? Sarkozy's good?
An asshole! It's a big
But Sarkozy has a majority in Parliament, so do you think you can stop him in regards to these reforms?
No, nobody knows. The anger, the bitterness amongst French people is there. Whether that will transform, whether people have the confidence to actually decide that they want to go far enough to stop the government, nobody knows. But certainly the anger is there.
Another day, another protest in Paris. They say no other people on earth take to the streets as much as the French. Perhaps that's why they've got one of the lowest pension ages in Europe and one of the most generous welfare systems. However, since Sarkozy's got a majority in Parliament, it's unclear whether the protests like this will make an impact this time. If you live elsewhere in Europe, these scenes may well seem familiar, as right-wing governments across Europe attempt to use budget deficit reduction as an excuse to shrink public services. However, there seems to be a greater shift in French society towards greater commercialization. We went to La Gare de Lyon, the largest train station in Europe, which along with the rest of the French railway system is set to be privatized. This is Natalie, who's worked here for 27 years.
Now it's going to be privatized, essentially, so people can make money from it.
No, it's I think we can't make money with transport, education, hospital. We can't make money. That's public service, and we need to keep them.
And so, do you think Sarkozy is trying to change France forever?
Sarkozy all he wants is money, money.
Natalie also told me that recently employees have been instructed to upsell to customers. Instead of suggesting the cheapest tickets, employees are now encouraged to sell the most expensive tickets to the public. Employees are even given more pay the more they upsell.
President Sarkozy's popularity has plummeted in recent months. Some 55% of the French people now say they want the left to return to government. Sarkozy's own personal approval rating has dropped as low as 34%. Some magazines have even started publishing articles with titles such as the 2012 presidency. Has he already lost?
However, help has come from an unlikely source. On the 16th July, a member of the Roma community, Luigi Degonnet, aged 22, was shot dead by police. In response, around 50 youths allegedly attacked a police station in the small French town of Saint-Agnes.
In response to this violence, President Sarkozy announced the removal of over 300 illegal camps, with the people there being forcibly deported from the country. President Sarkozy then put out a statement attempting to justify his move. He said that there was an unacceptable situation of lawlessness that characterizes the Roman people who come from Eastern Europe. He went on to say that there was a lot of crime, prostitution, human trafficking, and also cited an unacceptably poor standard of living within these camps.